What is up, guys? This is cubowaK here, and welcome to CuboRants, the series where all I do is speak my mind. And keep in your mind that everything I say here and in this entire series is based off my own opinion, and that alone. This is a new series I am going to be doing on the channel where I pretty much just sit here and talk about a subject or something that's been on my mind. I want to make it weekly. I don't know if I'll do that, because if I don't have something on my mind, I don't want to force it too much, or if I don't have a topic to talk about. But most of the time I will have some sort of topic that I can talk about or something, you know. These videos are gonna have no background music, no special effects at all, unless I mess with the green screen sometimes. I'm doing it super naturally. Like, there's background noise. I know I'm gonna try to get rid of as much as I can. But you're gonna hear nature, because I got the outside world. I got my window open for once. That's weird. Somebody's probably out there listening like, what's this kid talking about up there? But pretty much these are as stripped down could be, while still being somewhat not, I guess. I don't know. They're for the most part stripped down, but they're not, because I am still doing it with two different, like, I'm not just using my webcam mic or stuff like that. It's still, there's a little bit of production into it, but not much. But my window's open. I could turn, like, watch. I could turn that light on, but I'm not going to until I have to, if I have to, because the sun is kind of going down right now. I don't know how long these videos are going to be, but we'll see how they are. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Give me some topics if you want to hear me talk about them, and if I feel strongly enough about them, or if I want to talk about them, I will in the comments. And yeah, but today's topic on CuboRants is pretty much bragging and showing off. And I put those together because there is, like, some situations where one word works better than the other. So I didn't want to call, hold on, I'm getting a whole bunch of text. Hold on, I'll cut this part out. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I am now putting my phone on Do Not Disturb so that I will not get any more text messages during the video. I'm sorry about that. I have cut that out. See, that's why it's not completely stripped down, because I did cut out that little section because my phone was blowing up right there. But, like I said, today's topic is bragging and showing off. And I'm going to talk about this a lot from my perspective, because, like I said, it's all based on my opinion. So I'm going to be talking about what I see in people my age on social media and just in person and everything. And I wanted to start with this topic because I do have a pretty solid opinion on it. And I don't know what I'm saying. But I do have a pretty solid opinion on it, and it is both negative and positive. This series is going to go in both directions. Sometimes we're going to talk about something that is nothing but positive. Sometimes we're going to talk about something that's nothing but negative. This one goes in both directions in a way. But we're going to start with talking about things that I don't believe you should ever show off or brag about. And there's other things, too, that I'm going to be talking about that are, like, circumstantial and stuff like that. So keep all of that in mind. But, basic things that you should not show off and brag about are probably the biggest one that you shouldn't is just money. Just straight up money, because there's ways to show stuff off, which is still showing off money and wealth, which isn't just showing, like, a stack of $100 bills. Because when you start showing off just a stack of money, that just looks like you're trying to make somebody else feel bad. Like, hey, look at all this money I got. And it's hard when you're showing off straight money to be like, oh, I worked for this, I earned this. With like yeah, that makes sense if you worked and earned your money. But you don't want to, for one, you don't want to post how much money you have anywhere. You don't want to show off about that, because then you're a target for the bad people out there that want to go after you. And then it's just like, I don't know, it's just something that, like, I feel in almost everybody's mind, they know, like, hey, showing money off isn't really a thing that is considered, like, it isn't really all that cool. But a lot of people still do it because they're like, hey, I'm making money, I want people to think I'm rich and cool, and I want girls to like me, and stuff like that. But I personally think that showing off money isn't really cool at all. It doesn't, like, it doesn't really show off anything at all. but there are different ways you can show off wealth without making it seem like that, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. Another thing that I don't really think people should show off at all, and this one's a little bit different. This one's a little bit different for a lot of you guys, because I know a lot of my audience is younger, but this is something that if you guys are teenagers, you probably see it on social media a lot. If you're in high school, stuff like that. But you shouldn't show off how much you smoke or how much you drink, because that has never really been something to me, or I could look at it, and I'm gonna close my window. I feel awkward talking about this with the window open. Alright, we're gonna keep the shades up so we get the sunlight. But you shouldn't really brag about how much you smoke or drink. And this is something that, like, it doesn't make you a bad person. Do not ever judge somebody because they drink alcohol or because they smoke. When I say smoke, I'm talking about marijuana. I'm talking about weed. I'm not talking about cigarettes. But even cigarettes, like, don't judge somebody because they do that, because that doesn't define their character. If they do it excessively, I don't recommend surrounding yourself with people like that pressure you into doing it, because you don't want to end up like that. You don't want to end up like someone who drinks or smokes every single night and doesn't know and they go beyond their limit and they're always trashed or something, because that's still, like, it doesn't show who they are at heart when they do, like just because they drink. But that's not an environment you want to be around, because it's just not safe. But you shouldn't show that off, because I see it all the time. People show off. They say, oh, I drink so much, or every single conversation, let's get drunk and stuff like that. Or they'll post on Twitter or Instagram stuff about weed all the time, and they'll post about, oh, I smoked so much, I did this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, that doesn't make you look cool. It doesn't. It really doesn't. If anything, that's going to, in the common eye of people, it's going to make you look trashy. It's going to make you look gross, because who wants, like I said, nobody really wants to hang around a guy who is drunk 24/7 or is never sober, because, I don't know, that's just my personal opinion, once again, but I don't like being around people who are always drunk, like every single second of every single day. Every time I see them, they're drunk. I never see them sober. I hate that. Because I love meeting people sober, because sober, you know that they're not going to do anything stupid that they wouldn't normally do. And it's just like, when I look at somebody sober, that's their conscious person who they want me to believe they are. So I like that. I like when they are making that's who they want to present themselves as. When they're under the influence of something, they could be presenting themselves as something different. And like I've said, it doesn't define you. Like, if you smoke weed, you're not a bad person at all. That doesn't make you a bad person. If you drink alcohol, you're not a bad person. I mean, almost everybody has drank before. Almost everybody has smoked before. That might be a little bit of an overstatement, but I know more people who have smoked weed and more people who have drank or do that now than don't, you know? But it's just, know your limits and don't show it off on social media like you deserve an award for it. Because really, you don't. Like, if you're gonna do it, just do it. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to brag about it on social media and think you're cool because of it. It really, just do it. Just do it in your own time and do you. Be yourself with it. Don't make a big deal out of it, because that's where it gets stupid and annoying. But that's probably one of the biggest points that I see it on. Another thing that is a little bit my age group and just what I see when people go out to parties and stuff is... This one's weird. This one's gonna be really weird for a lot of you guys, and this one is, don't show off that you roll around with a gun, or you're ready to shoot somebody, or that you're ready to fight somebody, or stuff like that. Mostly, the biggest point, though, is the gun thing, because I see it all the time. People think it makes them look tough when they go and they post on social media with a handgun in their hand. They posing with it, they pointing at the camera, they saying, like, oh, don't mess with me, I'll shoot you, and stuff like that. And I'm just like... Why? Like, guns, I don't really want to we're not going to get into that too much, but I support, like, owning guns. I support that because I like being able to own them so I could protect my family, you know? That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at them to use them. I'm looking at them for protection from the other people that are going to get them either way. So, they're not a bad thing. Guns aren't a bad thing. I'm not anti-gun. It's just that when people show it off like, oh, don't mess with me, I'll shoot you, I'm like, that makes you look like a coward more than anything. That makes you... Because if somebody comes and messes with you, unless they pull a gun on you first, like the first person to pull the gun is the coward, is what I'm trying to say here. Because if you're like using a gun to defend yourself against another gun makes a ton of sense, right? Because if somebody pulls a gun on you, you're not going to swing your fist at them or swing a knife on them, because they could back up and shoot you and end your life in an instant. You're not going to end somebody's life in an instant with a fist or a knife when they're about to end yours, you know? You're not going to be able to defend yourself properly. But the thing is that they're using that. They're using a gun to prevent themselves from having to fight like an actual man. And fighting in general is something that shouldn't happen. Like a fist fight, sometimes they happen and people need to get beat up. That sounds so bad to say, but sometimes people will be acting up and they kind of need to be put in place. Like if they're being a jerk to people, maybe you don't have to beat the crap out of them to the point where they're paralyzed, but maybe just like knock some sense into them, if you know what I'm saying. I'm a little old-fashioned with all that stuff, if you can't tell. Once again, it's all my opinion. I'm never gonna go and just start swinging on somebody, even if they are acting up. I just think that sometimes when I see people get beat up because they're acting stupid, they're trying to act cool, they're acting tough, I don't feel sympathy, if that makes more sense. That's what I'm trying to say. Not very good with words. I don't know why I make videos like this. But I'm gonna turn this light on because the sun is getting orange on my face. It's gonna get really, really hot in here, though. It's like instant heat, man. Wow. But with that, what I'm pretty much saying is, like, if you find yourself in the case where somebody's talking crap or somebody swings their fist on you, why are you gonna pull a gun? Because that just shows that you're scared. That's all that shows. If you pull a gun out on somebody, that shows like, oh, I'm scared to fight you like a man, or just like a person, and settle it without having to kill somebody. I'm gonna pull a gun out because I know you can't do anything against that. It's just it's cowardice right there. Like, you're just it's a way out of having to fight. Instead it's like, oh, I'm stronger than you. You can't do anything against me. It's like cheating almost in a fight. But like I said, if somebody were to pull a gun on you first and you had one with you, I don't expect you to start swinging on them. Of course, you're going to defend yourself with your gun, but that's a different scenario. The first person to pull the gun is almost always just being a coward because they're afraid to actually fight. If somebody were to break into your house or something like that, though, you don't know if they have a gun, so that's a little bit different when you pull a gun on them because they're breaking into your house in the first place. That's insane. But when it just comes to an argument and they say something you don't like, or they throw their fist at you and you pull a gun out, that's just stupid. That's just stupid. You should not brag or show off that, oh, I got a gun, I'm better than you. That's not something to brag about or show off, even, like, because then you're just showing that you're scared to actually be a man when it comes to handling its situations and problems. But now we're going to talk about, those are like the main things I don't think you should ever really show off. Of course, you shouldn't show off a bunch of other stuff out there, but that stuff I feel like it's a little self-explanatory. But the big things that I actually see get shown off all the time are those things, and that's just in my age group. I am 19 years old. People my age think it's cool to go out to parties with guns just so that they could flex on people, they could act cool, they could be hard, I don't know. But there are a few things that you can show off. I like the word show off better. Show off is more positive than brag, because bragging is kind of like, it makes you seem conceited. Showing off could work both ways, but showing off is has a little bit more of a positive thing to it. And there are a few things when it comes to showing off that you could do that could turn out in either way. And stuff like that is stuff you bought with your money, which is what I was saying. When it comes to money and showing off wealth, you shouldn't, like, if you're going to do it, the way to do it is to show it off with stuff that you've bought and word it very, very carefully, just so that, like, you show that you're good intentioned with it and you're not trying to make people feel bad. You're not trying to act cooler than you think you are. And that is like me. When I'm older, I have enough money to buy the car that I want, my dream car. I'm going to post it everywhere. I'm going to talk about it like I'm very thankful for this. I am very fortunate to have gotten a job where I could afford this, stuff like that. I'm not going to come out and be like, oh, my car's nicer than yours. Oh, my car's so freaking cool, dude. Like, I'm not going to talk like that about it. If I post it, I'm going to post it in a way that I'm like, oh, I am very, like if I were to make it on YouTube, I'd be like, I'm thankful for all you guys, like, thank you for helping me get to the point where I could buy my dream car. Like, stuff like that. Like, just watch the way you word it. It's really not that difficult. You just got to be careful. And either way, no matter what you do, somebody's going to be there to talk bad about it, to talk crap, to make it seem negative. So even if you do say it in the most positive intentioned way, there's going to be somebody there that's going to say, "Oh, like," and there's going to be somebody there to say like, I'm trying to think, I'm sorry, say, like, "Oh, you're just bragging, you think you're so cool." Even if you're saying it in the most humble way you can, they're still going to say that. But just know when you're being humble, try to be humble with it. Because when you go out and you say, and you're like, "Oh, I got such a nice car," that just sounds dumb. Or, like, "My car's nicer than yours, that's, like, the worst one, when you're like, "Oh, my car's nicer than yours, who do you know who got a car like this except me, ha ha ha," like, that's just stupid. But if you say, like, very thankful, very fortunate, very, I'm sorry, I see dust everywhere, and I have to clean it off, because it's bugging me. Just watch the way you word things, and that goes, and with that, you could do that with cars. You could do that with, like, if you just bought a house that you were able to afford through working, through working, doing hard work, through your YouTube growing up and being successful on YouTube, and you're thanking people for making it possible, stuff like that. What else? What else? I feel like there was something else in this category of watch how you word it that I was gonna say. I guess it could work with sports too. Like, if you're an athlete or competition in general. It's like this is a funny example, but look at the movie Cars. Look at the movie Cars. Nobody liked the green dude because he pushed a dude off the track. Like, he fought dirty, and then he started bragging about it at the end of the movie. Like, "Oh, I'm the champion. Check it. Kachika, kachika." No. When you go and you win a competition of sorts, you shouldn't start boasting and acting like you're the best person in the world. Even if you're the gold medal Olympus in the world's biggest competition of that sport, and you get very first place, gold medal, you shouldn't go out and start bragging about it like, "Oh, I'm the best, you guys all suck," like, stuff like that. You should, like it's like saying, like, "Oh, I'm very, like I worked hard for this and I'm very proud of myself." That's one good way to word it. You could be like, "Thankful for all the people that have pushed me to get this far." That's another way. But there are still people out there who are going to go off, get first place in something, or be good at something and start bragging like, "Oh, I'm the best, like, I rock, I'm cooler than you guys because I can play Call of Duty and MLG." No, that's what you shouldn't do, because that's just stupid and annoying. Once again, it's more obnoxious. It's more like people don't want to hear about it. And yeah, and actually, funny story, I'm going to actually use a real life example of back to the money thing. I just thought of it. I know a girl who was out at a party once, and somebody that I kind of know was there too. And this kid, I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty wealthy. He has a pretty good career going for him and a whole bunch of different stuff. And he was wearing expensive clothes that night. And he wasn't wearing them, like, just to wear them and, like, not say anything about it. He was bragging about it. Like, she was just standing there, and he was talking to her, and instead of having a normal conversation, he was like, "Oh yeah, this outfit I'm wearing, I went down to LA and dropped a couple thousand on it. Like, I don't even care. I'm not even gonna wear it after tonight. Like, I'm gonna just wear it tonight to this thing. Like, it ain't even worth it." Like, he was just acting like he was so cool because he has all this money. He had a $1,000 outfit on, and he was just at some house party, so he's like, "Oh yeah, like, I shouldn't be wearing this to a house party, but I don't care. I got enough money. I could afford it. You see this polo? This polo was $12 at Target. Aren't I cool wearing this at a house party? It ain't even worth it. I could have worn a Walmart tank top." No, no, that's just like, that's just another way that you shouldn't do it, because then you're bragging more so, and you're trying to show off. See, look at it's so hard. It's so difficult, but, like, he's just like, you're trying to show off, you're trying to brag about it, you're like, "Oh yeah, I don't even care, like, I'm cool." Nah, like, you don't, if you're wearing something expensive, you shouldn't talk about it. Like, if you just like the clothes, and you're willing to spend thousands of dollars on it, just wear it. Don't go out talking about how expensive it is, just wear it, and somebody's like, "Oh, I like your clothes," you'll be like, "Oh yeah, thanks," like, "Yeah, I like it a lot too," and they like, ask how much it costs, you could tell them, and they could be like, "Oh my god, that's a lot," and stuff like that. But just don't make a big deal out of it. Like, that's what I'm trying to, like, I'm not trying to say that, like, I am trying to say that, what am I saying? I'm just trying to, like, I don't know. Just don't make a big deal out of your money, pretty much. And then, that's pretty much all the things that could work in both or the main things that could work in both ways. I'm sure I'm missing a lot, but I'm just talking, like I said, this is unscripted. It's just off the top of my head, and stuff like that. Another thing, we're gonna put it in YouTube perspective since this is a YouTube video. The subscribers, if you have a lot of subscribers, you get a lot of views. There are people out there who will brag that their channel's better than yours, that they have a lot more views, that they have a lot more subscribers, that they're growing faster, blah blah blah. That's another thing that just you shouldn't brag about. Like, you could thank people, you could thank your subscribers, like, thank you guys for this many subscribers, it's amazing. Most people don't make it this far, so I'm blessed to have been put, like, to get all this support, stuff like that. But when you go out and start telling other people, and just the way you act, and you start acting like you're too cool because you got a lot of subscribers and you're too good for all the little guys that you used to know, that's just stupid. That's just honestly the stupidest thing on YouTube, is when people are like, oh, I freaking got this many subscribers, I can't work with you, there's nothing in it for me anymore, you're small, I am big man. No, that is, when I look over there, I'm looking at myself. I'm sorry, I do funny stuff and I crack myself up. No, I'm kidding. That was kind of something you shouldn't talk about either. Just kidding. No, that was a joke. That was sarcasm. Sarcasm's okay as long as you, I mean, a lot of people misunderstand sarcasm. I've seen it a lot, where people will misunderstand sarcasm when someone, like, will brag in a sarcastic way and people don't catch on to that. And I'm like, what are you tripping about? It's sarcastic. It's sarcasm. It's part of, it's like figurative speech, figurative language, whatever. But, with like sarcasm, you could make jokes with sarcasm and like brag with sarcasm. That's funny, just depending on the way you do it, once again, and stuff like that. But one thing I do want to end this video and the main beef of the video off on a positive note, and something that I personally believe without a doubt, you could brag and show off about as much as you want and however you want. And that is pretty much a significant other. And the thing with this, some people may disagree. I've been at points where I see people on Instagram, Twitter, where every single day the only thing they post about is their boyfriend or girlfriend. And I honestly get a little bit, it's not like I hate it, it's not like I'm like, oh, why would you post about them? You're stupid, you're not better than me because you got them. No. The thing is with that is when people do it excessively, and it just gets annoying. It gets annoying. It's repetitive. You're like, I don't want to see this every day, man. Like, I don't care. And then I end up unfollowing them or just muting them or blocking them, or I don't block them, but I'll just do something so I don't see it anymore because I'm just so tired of seeing it every single freaking second of the freaking day of the freaking ring. But that's just my personal opinion on it, is that it can get excessive for other people, but that doesn't matter. Like, if you want to post about your boyfriend or girlfriend, go for it, because if I had a girlfriend, you best believe that I would be posting about her a lot, or frequently, often, like, oh, I'm so happy that she's in my life, stuff like that. I wouldn't do it like, oh, my girlfriend's better than all yours. Honestly, I might. But even if you do that, like that's your own opinion. Like, people should know when you're posting about your girlfriend that that's your girlfriend. Like, that person's important to you. Like, so they could be like, oh yeah, my girlfriend's better than all yours. You know that they're not saying that to make anybody upset. They're saying that just because they're proud about their girlfriend, and that makes sense. Like I just think when it comes to that, you could show them off and brag about them as much as you want in the public eye and on social media, just to show them you care, just because you want to, because you're super happy they're in your life. Because that's something that's, like, in my opinion, a lot of people, many thousands, millions, billions of people will agree that, or will disagree with me on this, but I think relationships and finding, like, your soulmate and stuff like that is probably one of the biggest, most important parts of life. Maybe not to everybody, but to me at least, like, finding the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, that's something huge. I don't care who you are, that's something huge. And that's, like, one of the biggest parts of life, like, the rest of your life. Like, before my grandma passed away, her and my grandpa were married for 50 years. Like, that's 50 freaking years of your life with somebody. And they would have gone longer if they could have, like, you know, like, what I'm saying is just that's a lifelong commitment that can be made. I know a lot of divorces happen because people get married for stupid reasons and they fall in love too quickly and stuff like that or whatever. But that's still, like, looking at my grandparents, that's a huge commitment, 50 years. So that is probably the most, at least for me, once I am, if I ever find that person, or if I ever end up with that person, I should say, and we're together for the rest of our lives, that's going to be the most important thing. The highlight of my life is that part. That is going to be seriously, the top of priorities. Everything in my life will be that. And that's just my personal opinion. Once again, you guys could disagree, but I'm just reminding you guys, I might not do it in every video, that this is my personal opinion that I'm speaking from. So don't get too freaked out and mad and angry and stuff. But that is just the one thing that I think, no matter what, you can brag about. Like, it's okay if you brag about that. Another thing is, of course, another thing that works in both ways, I guess, would be if you have kids. If you have children that are doing good in school, or they're good at sports or something, when you could show that you're proud of your kid and stuff, but don't make it seem like your kid's better than everybody else's kid, because that goes along with the thing with the car and all of that, like trying to be better than everybody else. When it comes to a kid, it's a little bit different. With a relationship, if you say that your girl's better than everybody else's, power to you. If you say your man's better than everybody else's, power to you. Just because that's a little bit different. Just like when you see somebody talking like that, it's a lot different to see that and just, like, to comprehend it. It goes through your head differently than if somebody said that about their kid, because at that point, they're obviously comparing their kid to other people's, like in the sports and stuff like that. Like, oh, my kid's an honor student, he's the best of his class, blah, 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 stuff like that. It just depends on who you are and the way you word it and the way you've showed off stuff before when it comes to that. But that's about it. That's about it for this video. We're coming up on 30 minutes, so we didn't do too bad. I actually expected this one to be a little bit shorter than that, but hey, like I said, I don't care how long they end up being. This is just me talking about stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys have your own opinions on bragging and showing off, make sure to let me know in the comments or on Twitter. My Twitter handle is in the description. Just like I want to know what you guys feel about this too, and how you guys feel about my opinions. I'm not saying start a fight with me because I'm wrong about something or you think I'm wrong about something. I'm just saying let me know how you feel about how I feel, and let me know how you feel just in general. And we'll have a little bit of a conversation about that in the comment section and just see how things go. And maybe the next episode of CuboRants next week, we can talk about that too. But I do have a few more topics on my head that I want to bring up in this series, so I'm gonna do it for a little bit. At least 5 episodes to start out with, and then we'll see how people are liking it. I'm probably gonna keep going just because this is it's just relaxing to be able to talk into a camera and knowing that somebody's going to listen eventually. Even if it's not like immediately right now, I'm not talking to you. Like, it is nice knowing when, like, somebody will listen, you know. But as always, guys, I'm going to get out of here now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like to show your support. It is very, very much appreciated. And right now, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if it's showing off or bragging, but I am very appreciative. I thank all of you guys for helping me get where I am. My second YouTube payment is coming up. I like to let you guys know when I do receive my payments from YouTube, just so you guys know that I don't want to keep it a secret that, yeah, I'm making money from YouTube. Very little compared to a lot of people. But yes, thank you guys for that so much. Through YouTube and Twitch, I have now earned, I don't really want to give a number because then it becomes a deal, but I have earned a little bit, which has actually helped me buy games and buy stuff for YouTube and just helped me with other stuff in life and stuff like that. So I'm very appreciative for you guys for helping me out there just by watching my videos and leaving likes and supporting me. Like, you guys don't know how much that means to me. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long, but we're back and we're here to stay for a bit at least. If we need another break eventually, I am going to take it, but not right now. But this outro's really long. I'm gonna end the video. If you enjoyed, I already said that part. As always, my name is cubowaK. I am signing out, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace!